Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Lewis and I am a student in the USU's Equine Therapy program, and today I will be teaching you how to properly mount a horse. This is our horse Lucy that we will be using, and I'm just going to go over equipment real quick. So first off, just make sure you always have a helmet on before you get on the horse and whenever you're around them, just for safety precautions. And you want to make sure you have the proper riding shoes. So as you can see, my boots have a little heel here. That's for safety, so it catches on the stirrup here. If the horse does anything, it'll catch for you. And then I also have gloves. That's optional. It's just my own personal preference. It's totally up to you whether you want to use gloves or not. Other equipment on the horse. So as you can see, I have here a halter. We're not going to use a bridle today just because Lucy doesn't need it. So we'll be using a halter. This is the lead rope that we've tied in the form of reins that we'll be using today. But you can use a bridle, hackamore, whatever works best for your horse. Now, back here we have the saddle pad, which is this blanket looking thing underneath the saddle. And this is the actual saddle. Some of the important parts of the saddle that you need to know for this video are the stirrups, which is where you place your feet, and the cinch here. And then these are the stirrup leathers that you will use to counterbalance yourself, which we'll go over later in the video. Now, before you mount your horse, you always want to make sure that the cinch is nice and tight. So to check that, you're going to place 2 fingers underneath, and if it's nice and snug and your saddle doesn't move, then you know it's tight enough. You always want to check that before you get on your horse, because some horses will blow out their stomachs, and when you get on, then the saddle will slip. As safety precautions, you never want to duck underneath your horse's head, because that makes you lose control, and if the horse will throw or start to run, you're in danger. Also, the back end, you want to make sure that if you ever have to walk around it, you want to keep constant contact on the horse's rear end and walk very close to the horse, so if they do start to kick, they'll knock you out of the way before, and they are aware that you are there. So to start mounting a horse, you want to make sure that they are close to the mounting block, which is this right here that we're going to use. So I'm going to bring Lucy up. And you can readjust this as needed. I'm just going to hold it a little bit closer. You want to make sure it's nice and close to the horse so that you don't have to reach your leg out too far. Now I'm going to take the lead rope and put it over her head, just like reins, and situate it right in front of the saddle. Now to mount, I'm going to come up, I'm going to step up here, make sure I've got it secure. With my left hand, I'm going to grab the reins, as well as a nice chunk of mane. It's not going to hurt the horse, it's just for balance and also comfort for him. And then you're going to step with your left foot in here, but before I do that, I'm going to reach over and grab the stirrup leathers on the other side that I just told you about, and I'm going to counterbalance myself. The purpose of counterbalancing is to release pressure from this side of the horse, since that is where all of my weight is going to be for momentarily. So I'll reach over, counterbalance myself, put my left foot in the saddle. Once I've done that, then I'm going to take my right leg and swing it smoothly over and place it in the other stirrup in one smooth motion. And you want to make sure that you sit softly and you don't plop down in the saddle. If you plop, it's going to hurt the horse's back. So we'll get her to move a little bit so we can dismount. I'll stop her here so I can get off. And just make sure you do it all in one smooth transition. And that is how you mount a horse. Thank you for watching.